So it's a play in the shop sort of evening, and I thought I'd take you along while I work on tweaking this little pine cabinet, and it's all going to be shot on cell phone. Very impromptu. This is what's called a chimney cabinet, and I built it way back in 2000, and I'm pretty sure it was from a plan by Chris Bexford. And it is all just 12-inch wide pine planks from the home center. And if you've already caught a look at it, you'll see that I was a much more... Well, I made a few mistakes, let's just put it that way. And I didn't have enough pine to fix it, so I just changed the bottom rails to be shorter and made that one style longer. And so jumping in from a bit in the future, I did some looking, and it was actually not by Chris Bexford. I really like Shaker stuff, and I really like Chris Bexford, so it's not really surprising that I thought it was him, but it was from a different book. The actual inspiration was this pine cupboard Robert Wurster in a Shaker book by Robert Sonday that I just happened to have. It's not a true copy from the book. I just took inspiration from it. If you're curious, mine is just a little over 52 inches tall. It's a little bit under 22 inches wide. And from front to back, it is bang on 12 inches. And if we look inside, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves. Yeah, the whole thing was put together with Biscuits because that was my new toy at the time. One of these, and I almost never use it nowadays. That was back in the New Yankee Workshop days when Norm Abrams was putting almost everything together with Biscuits, and we, back then we sort of believed that they added strength and were like tenons, and they add a little bit, but nowadays most people say it's just for alignment. I used bridle joints on the corners, and I pinned them with, I think, some Purple Heart dowels. 24 years later, and they are still solidly together. Wow, there's a whole lot of dings and stuff. Character, it's pine, it's character. It's got all these dings and bangs from, 20 years, 24 years of kids. This was our DVD cabinet, so for many years that's where all the movies were stored. But anyways, this is the issue. See? I never ever got around to putting a proper catch on it. I have this lock, and so we would close it and turn it, and then it would stay shut. But this isn't really a key, it's just sort of a little key substitute, but that means this has always got to be there, and I want to fix that. Looking through my hardware, and I found a couple of these. Here's a close-up of the hardware package in case anybody's interested. I'll put this code number down in the description too. This is a double ball catch, and I'm going to need 2 hands to show it to you properly. One sec. So up close it looks like this. These are solid brass. There are 2 little button catches that are spring-loaded. The springs are behind there and they're adjustable. And then the catch is this mushroom-shaped piece, and that goes in like that. Just takes a bit of effort with bare hands. Oh, yeah. There, that takes a bit of effort with bare hands, but it locks together like that. So the door is inset, so the catch has to go behind here. I found another piece of pine, and I think I'm going to put a chunk of this behind here, and then I can attach the 2 ball catches here, and then this will get mounted to the door. I'm planning to have it go in at right angles, which I hope will work, but we shall find out, won't we? I think I'll cut a piece about 6 inches out of this. So this knob, that's where you do the pulling from, so I think that's where we want the catch to be, because that's where your strength is going to be. So that's where you want to have that. So I want to put the catch right about here. So this is roughly going to be centered on that green tape. So something like that. Well, I got to put some screws in from behind, but let's sand it off and put some glue there. It's only a cell phone, but we're doing the cool shots by putting the cell phone in the cabinet. Oh, that's not going to work. I need to go right here. All right, got a bunch of glue on that. And let's put that right there. Hold it for a minute while it tacks up. Let me I'm going to clamp it and then I'll get the screws in. First going to pre-drill, but we'll see if I can do that without... I don't think you can see anything. We'll see. Here we go like that. Can you kind of see something? I can't even see what I'm doing exactly. Oh, I'm using... Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. That'll be fun to edit. I'm going to do this one too, but I'm not going to film that because it fell down twice. Yeah, so here's the second one in. And there's the first one. So let's put a catch here. I'm not actually sure if I should put the catch in first and then line the striker part up to that, or if I should put the striker on the door and then line the catch up to that. So let me just do a quick Google. So I have marked the hole, and I did that by putting this here, and then I moved it in by the width of the striker plate so that it's in just a little bit. So let's pre-drill a few holes and get that installed. I almost don't need to drill a hole. This pine is so soft, but we will try to be precise. Oh, that one's going to be tough because the drill is hitting the shelf. I'm just going to drill in a bit. Okay. Made in Canada hardware, and it comes with a Phillips screw. I'm so ashamed. Or... pardon me, it was made in Taiwan, but the company is from Canada, that Richelieu. Okay, on this channel we show the mess ups, and I did not get the placement right the first time, so I filled those holes with some bamboo skewers, cut them off short, and I drilled some new ones that were just a little bit deeper in, and nobody's ever going to know because the one hole is going to be covered by the hinge, and then so it'll just be that one. Yep, now it closes nicely and the latch works, so now let's get the catch mounted on the door. Try this. I'm going to draw with a marker on this. And then let's close the door on that. Put the camera down, give it a good push. And unfortunately, nothing. All right. I'll have to come up with something else, maybe a bit of paint. Sorry, I missed it. I put a little dab of white paint, and there we go. We know exactly more or less where we want to drill, maybe a little bit left or right of that. I think I pretty much like that, so we're going to go there and there. Okay. And that's how thick our door is. I want to make sure the screws aren't going to poke through, and they should be good. Now let's get rid of that paint before it gets on anything else. There we go. First time. Awesome. But now let's find a place for this too, and let's mount a little brass hook in here somewhere. See if I can... right about there. I Again, this is so soft. I just need, oh, now I need to find it. Hang on, here comes my big head. Yep. It's a little tricky to get these hooks started. Once they start biting, they should be okay. There we go. Like that. Try to get my hand from blocking the camera. Boy, this is awkward. The place where I want to be is right in front of the camera. There we go. That can just hang in there now and stay out of the way. I bet that looked weird. All right. That was quick. Pretty easy too. The weird thing is I don't even remember why I bought these bullet catches in the first place. I just found them in there in my hardware stash, and for all I know I bought them for this cabinet and just never got around to putting them in because I don't even know why. So, well, that's it for my hangout in the shop night, so see you on the next one.